Good afternoon from a very smoky Moorabbin airport, the southeastern part of Australia is experiencing catastrophic fires, and as a result today Moorabbin is very quiet. It's otherwise the busiest general aviation airport in the country, but because of the fires there won't be much air activity except for emergency aircraft today. So I thought I'd take the time and go over some of the safety features of this particular aircraft, which is one that I fly. This is a sports aircraft, light sports. It's the Pipistrel Virus short wing. So anyhow, I'd like to dedicate this particular video to the firefighters and the people of the communities in the southeastern part of Australia who are dealing with a catastrophe. Look, I'll begin with the airframe of this aircraft. As you can probably see, it has a fairly wide wingspan. As for light sports with an MTOW of only 600 kg, the wings have a very considerable surface area, and as a result the airframe, which is a high wing and high T-tail construct, is favourable for gliding in the event of an engine out situation. It does allow for time for the pilot to execute a forced landing plan and successful forced landing. But in the event that a forced landing is not possible, this aircraft is also custom fitted with a ballistic parachute rescue system. This is the egress port for the ballistic parachute, a rocket propelled parachute that can be deployed as low as 200 feet, which I think is quite remarkable. And the parachute will support the whole airframe. Underneath the right part of the fuselage, that's the exhaust port for the rocket, and the deployment of the rocket is via a handle which is on the inside of the aircraft, just between the pilot and passenger. You can see that red handle there. Normally in flight conditions, this is the safety pin, which is removed, and it is a two-stage deployment of the handle, with the first stage being that it'll drop with a small piece of rope attached, and the second stage being a forceful pull that will actually then deploy the parachute, and it is a rapid parachute deployment, so that even if the wings were to fall off this aircraft in flight, the parachute system would allow a wingless airframe to safely land. And in that capacity, the cabin here is also reinforced with Kevlar, so it's a fairly safe structural environment. Some other basic aspects of safety include lighting. So the aircraft is equipped with a landing light for the red and white on the port side and starboard, with the white and green, and a tail light as well above. The aircraft has a heated pitot, and it has dual static ports. That's one of the ports, and the other port is on the other side, which feed data into the dual ADAHRS system, the air data, attitude and heading reference systems. And I thought I'd go over the avionics and some accessories that are related to safety. So in terms of the avionics, it's a DYNON SKYVIEW touch suite. These are touch screens as well as with buttons. These computers are dual, so there are dual air data, attitude, heading reference systems. So there's a redundancy built in terms of the aircraft's vital data for the pilot. There's also a backup panel with analog airspeed indicator. an analog altimeter, and then a compass, and also I've put in an ultra EFIS, which is an extra backup system in case, for example, there is failure of either or both of the main data screens. The aircraft also has a autopilot system with dual servos and a blue level button that will bring the wings to a straight and level position very rapidly. Other important safety feature as part of the avionics is the traffic collision avoidance system, which is a fantastic sphere of safety which allows you to detect other aircraft, at least with suitable transponders, within a sphere around this aircraft, and I found that incredibly useful as an adjunct to visibly looking out and observing the environment. I have ADS-B in and out on this aircraft. Now, in terms of some other safety features, there is synthetic vision, which gives you actual terrain map, not just 2D but 3D representation as you're flying, and the screens can be configured in multiple ways to suit whatever customization the pilot wants. I fly this aircraft from the left side. In terms of other accessories, I have put into this aircraft an air brake system. The manufacturer, at my request, put air brakes in, and that is a fantastic addition if you want to effect short field landings, or in the event of the need for a rapid descent, and also fine-tuning landings according to the approach and the airfield. The air brakes themselves are quite lengthy on either wing, and rapidly reduce the airspeed of the aircraft when they're deployed fully, owing to the drag, and in flight rapidly allow descent. Other things that I have had installed for safety include the Artex emergency locator beacon, which can be activated during flight, or is automatically activated in an emergency situation. I also carry, in what I call my ditch bag, a personal locator beacon, and that is worn on me during long flights. I also have 2 life jackets on board. There's one up there for the passenger, and one that I keep out and ready, or wear if I'm flying over water at or less than 2,000 feet. There's a carbon monoxide detector installed over there, and the other feature of this aircraft that I think is important for safety is that in addition to the digital fuel readout, there's also an analog fuel gauge on either side. That's the right fuel tank's analog fuel gauge, and the left one is over here, and that is very handy to keep an eye on during flights. I suppose the other aspect of flight safety is, having appropriate fire equipment on board. I carry a small fire extinguisher, as well as a fire blanket, and of course there's a fire wall installed between the Rotax engine in front and the cabin of the aircraft. And finally, the aircraft has a wonderful visibility. It has large windows with a really good circumferential visibility. Of course, with the high wing, there is always reduced visibility above you, but the manufacturer has installed ceiling windows as well, and these windows can be kicked out easily in the event of a forced landing. Final aspects of safety that I wanted to mention include the restraint system of this dual shoulder as well as lap restraint harness. Lighting, which in this aircraft includes a hardwired internal cabin light, but also I carry extra lights. Here is a waterproof one, it's LED with a strobe, and in the ditch bag that I carry there is also a LED and strobe light with spare batteries. There is a further spare LED light up here, and the aircraft is equipped with dual batteries that are located behind the luggage cabin, and also dual fuel pumps. And that concludes my safety feature video for the Pipistrel Virus short wing, a truly remarkable aircraft.